Today I'm working on my wife's SUV, which is a 2005 GMC Envoy, and we're going to be installing some Bilstein 4600s.
Now these are the bad boys I'm talking about, and I gotta say I absolutely love these shocks. I have them installed on my 1995 GMC Suburban, and they've been unbelievably good.
Some of you guys know that this blue and yellow shock is Bilstein's most iconic colors, number one, but the 4600, which is Bilstein's kind of most general purpose shock. In the case of my wife's car, she does have Bilsteins installed from the factory, but they are pretty much the smallest Bilsteins I've ever seen, so it is definitely time for an upgrade. One thing to note though, we're only doing the rear two shocks today. I can't find a set of the front shocks in stock anywhere. So rear shocks it is, and we'll do the front shocks later on. Taking a peek underneath at the driver's side rear, you can see this shock that was installed from the factory. And yes, you might be noticing there is a Bilstein sticker on it. So this GMC Envoy did have Bilsteins installed from the factory. However, these definitely aren't Bilstein's 4600s. Holding this 4600 next to the factory installed shock, you can see the dramatic difference in the size of the body of the shock. There is a huge difference there, and this is going to play an important role in the performance of the shock. Okay, now we need to get this shock out of here, and we're going to do that by using an 18mm wrench and socket. I'll go ahead and put the 18mm on the bolt head, and I will use my ratchet to loosen the nut. And now that that nut is removed, we can work on removing this bolt. We're going to have to do that by moving up the shock, releasing some of the pressure, and just pulling that bolt out. Looking up at this top bolt, we can see the story's a little bit different. We have the frame of the truck here, which is not going to allow us to get a socket in there. But if we take a minute and inspect this nut, we can see that it's actually a stationary nut. There are tabs on this nut that are connecting it to the frame of the vehicle, so we don't have to touch the nut at all. What we'll work on then is just the head of the bolt. And putting my wrench on the head of the bolt here, I should be able to just pull down and loosen her up. All right, and shock is now loose. Now that the old shock is out, you can see just what I'm talking about. The body on this original shock is so much smaller than the body on the new shock, and that should lead to a dramatic improvement in ride quality and shock dampening. If I take my caliper here and get a measurement on there, we're coming up with about 49mm. Transferring that over to the original shock, we can see there is a massive difference in the size of the body of the shock. Let's actually measure this one and see what we come up with, and we're right about 39mm. So between the two of these shocks, we have a 10mm difference, and that is huge. Let's see if this old shock is still good. Yep. Wow. Still feels like new. Nice rebound. Definitely has some dampening. Surprisingly, this shock only has 39,000 original miles on it, even though it is from 2005. Now let's see if there's a difference with the new one. Oh yeah. Yeah, much harder to press down. Definitely a lot smoother. Definitely more dampening capability in this one. Install on this shock is exactly the opposite of removal. First thing to do is get the top bolt started. Then with this bottom bolt ready to go, I'm going to slowly muscle this bottom of the shock into place. An attempt there we go. There we go. Just like that. Now there's really no other way to put it. You're gonna have to use some muscle or a crowbar to get the bottom of that shock and that bolt in there and lined up. I now have both rear shocks installed, and well, the only thing left to do is to take this thing out on a test drive and see how we did. But before we do, I want to show you my 95 Suburban. Looking under the front passenger side, you can see the blue and yellow Bilstein right there, and looking under this rear driver side, you can see the Bilstein 4600 there. I've had these 4600s on my 95 Suburban for some time now. I had them before I installed the Rough Country 2 to 3 inch lift kit, and I absolutely loved them. Then I installed that lift kit, which included its own shocks, but I ended up switching back to these Bilsteins because they were just so good. And I was so impressed with those 4600s that I ended up buying another set of Bilsteins, but this time they were 5100s for this 03 Suburban you see here. Taking a look at this rear driver's side, you can see that Bilstein 5100. You might be able to tell by now that I really like Bilstein shocks, and as soon as I can find the front 4600s available for this Envoy, I'm going to be buying those and installing them too. But enough talk, let's get in the car and see how it drives. Well, I know it's only half of the experience. I only replaced the rear two shocks, but already I can tell you that there is a very big difference between the two sets. I've taken some back roads, I've taken some highways, and I can tell that the car feels much more confident on the road. And that's exactly what I was looking for. I just needed a little more confidence when driving this thing. This Envoy has coil springs on all four corners, which tend to be a bit more bouncy. So it's definitely advised to have really good shocks at all four of those corners. And that's what I think these bigger bodied Bilstein 4600s accomplish. Right now, I'm really stoked, but I can't wait till I get the front two shocks on here. Well, that'll do it for this one, guys. For One Road, I am Jimmy, and I will see you in the next one.